What's something weird a guest did in your home and you didn't know how to react? My aunt, uncle, and my cousins took a vacation out to my area once, and we invited them over for dinner. I haven't seen them in years, so I don't know my cousins very well. One of my cousins, upon entering our home, immediately started quietly walking into every room in the house, and started opening up closets, dresser drawers, and cabinets. There wasn't anything he could stumble upon that was embarrassing or valuable, and we didn't want to make a scene, so we just kinda let him have the run of the house. My aunt and uncle acted like this was just a normal thing. Later on, I called my mom and asked about that, and she said, "Oh yeah, that kid is super weird. We have to lock all of our bedroom doors when he comes over. He tends to just riffle through people's personal lives. He doesn't take anything, he just likes to snoop. People are strange." I had an extra tix for a chef-hosted pop-up dinner. Prix menu, cocktails, and wine included. Called a buddy that's a chef, knowing he'd appreciate it. We started hitting the drinks hard, but he was lapping me, and he got very drunk. We went to 2 bars after, neither would serve his drunk ass, so I said, "Let's walk to my house, sleep it off." Had a few at the house, and I went to bed. Woke in the morning, and he was gone, but left a kind note on the counter. Found another note in the coffee maker, and another in the cups. We were finding notes of love and gratitude hidden all over the house for weeks after. It was really sweet. Invited a guy over for game night. Start time was 7 p.m. or 7:30. He shows up at 6 p.m. I have a long driveway, he parks in the center. I have to have him move for other guests, of course. He comes in the house, and I try to gain insight into why he's here so early. He says can't predict traffic and better to be early. He helps himself to a Coke without asking. Then asks me what streaming services I have. He then puts on Star Wars: The Clone Wars animated series and starts watching. He then asks for a snack, so I get him one. When everyone else arrives, he whips out his own homemade card game. We play the game until 9 p.m. on the dot. At which point he promptly stands up, proclaims he has to leave, and does. Takes his game with him too, of course. I still haven't recovered from this. God, this is probably going to get buried, but at some point before I was born, my dad ran a recording studio type thing in our basement. Think an old soundboard, mics, instruments, that sort of stuff all set up. My parents were away, and his friend stayed at the house to look after things and feed our dog. She was a pretty crazy, then maybe 4-year-old, German Shepherd. When my parents got back, nothing was out of place or anything. But months later, my dad was on the computer in the basement and found a fully composed song that his friend recorded in his absence. Full singing/instrumentals about the dog. I was so young when I heard the song, so I really don't remember any more details than that, and the file itself has been lost to time, but it's still a pretty iconic story. It was around Christmas time, and Christmas lights were hung around the inside of the house. Most were connected in a single strand. I had some friends that were in a relationship over for the night, and they were sleeping in the other room on the couch, while myself and my girlfriend were sleeping in the bedroom. While we were trying to fall asleep, suddenly the Christmas lights fell that were hanging. Thinking nothing of it, we hung them back up and went to sleep. Come morning, we talk with the friend in the other room, and first thing they mention is, "Did you notice anything with the lights last night? It sounded like they fell." We obviously said yes, we did notice, and to my surprise the next thing they said was, "Haha, that's because we were having sex on your couch and we got stuck." We soon got rid of the stained couch.